Mindful Life Practice.
You guys all know what this class is all about. You've all been, actually I think Raya is new, but everyone else has been in this class before. We are going to be kind of kicking it up a notch from our regular vinyasa. If you have something to hook around your foot, like a yoga strap or a scarf or a shirt, anything really, that would be great, because we are going to do some hip and hamstring openers. And please listen to your body. Do what feels good and back off. You don't have to complete the pose. It does not make you a better person if you can do it. Okay. Let's come down onto our back and bring our feet together, knees apart, and then choose what to do with your palms, like rest them on the belly or grip them overhead. And just kind of drop into stillness. So I think one of the coolest things about power yoga is it really pushes us outside of our boundaries and our comfort zone. And often we accomplish poses that we didn't think we'd ever be able to. So you can decide what the intention is that you want to set for your yoga practice this morning. And if you want to go with one that I'm going to suggest, it's just an intention to believe. You know, to believe in your capabilities, to believe in your strength, to believe in your potential. If you want to go with anything else, go ahead. Let's drop our attention down towards our breath. And last night, a lot of us had an amazing experience in pranayama with hug. And what I became aware of in that is that I'm not really utilizing my breath as much as I could in my yoga practice. Today I'll invite you, if you want to take a little bit of ujjayi breathing. It kind of sounds like Darth Vader. Basically, you're going to try to constrict your throat. Almost make a sound like you're fogging up a mirror. It's just an invitation. If you want to go with that ocean sounding breath, go ahead. If it's not your thing, you don't have to either. We're going to take one more inhale. One more exhale. And then just take your palms around your knees and draw your knees into your chest and give yourself a hug, rocking from side to side. And then let's take our left foot onto the mat. Take your yoga strap and you're just going to hook it around your right foot. And then maybe lengthen your left leg out. So we're working on grasshopper pose today. It's another advanced arm balance. It's kind of targeting the same body areas as we did last week, 8 angle pose. Stay here for one more breath. And then open our right leg to the side. So this pose is going to require hamstring hip flexibility. It's going to require some core strength, The difference is that it's going to involve a bit more twisting, and you'll see why as we get up to it. Take one more breath with the right leg extended. And then take your right leg all the way up through center, and then take the right leg over to the left. So we're twisting into the IT band. And then coming all the way back. So this pose, grasshopper, similar to 8 angle, which we did last week. It looks super fancy on Instagram, but when you actually build up to it, you'll find that if you can do some simple poses and kind of loosen up the body, it's not as scary and not as daunting as it seems. Let's switch the strap and then open the left foot over to the left. And then take the foot all the way up through center, switch the strap, and then take it over to the right. Come all the way back. And now let's continue getting into our hips with a couple of hip openers. So cross your right ankle, flex your right toes, find yourself into your thread of the needle or eye of the needle. I hear my cat playing with a pen. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but you know what? It's better than the alternative, which is her jumping on the laptop. So I'll take it. One more breath. And then land your left foot, hook your right toe, your right palms around your right big toe, and then start opening your right hip over to the right. So taking a half happy baby. And then release the right foot. Cross our left ankle, flex the left toes, push the left palm into the left thigh. And then maybe move into that full thread the needle. And then we're gonna release the foot. And then last thing, that half happy baby. Don't be fooled, we're starting with a gentle warm up, but we are gonna get into the power soon. Take one more breath. And then just release the foot. Interlace the palms on the back of the skull. We're gonna take the knees in and then just do that core warm up we've done before. So crossing right elbow to left knee, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1, cross the opposite way, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Keep going like this, cross, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then opposite way, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do 2 more on each side, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then cross. Last one. And then cross. Coming all the way back in, knees into the chest, open your knees wide. Take your palms to the inside of your thighs and just push the ground away. You're coming into this little pretend crow on your back. Take deep inhale and deep exhale. And then lower back down, palms onto the backs of the thighs. We're gonna cross up and then just shift your way into a child's pose. And I'm just gonna turn on my air conditioning. I feel like we've hit this point in Abu Dhabi where I cannot have the AC off. It's so hot in here. Turn power yoga. Okay, take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. And then you're gonna shift your way up into a tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Okay, take a breath in, tilt at your pelvis, lift your heart, and then exhale to curl your spine and tuck the chin, finding your cat. We'll do a couple more just like this. Breathe in, and then breathe out. 2 more. And then 1 more. Coming all the way back into center. Take your left arm up towards the sky. Thread your left arm underneath the right. Just staying here for 3 and 2. And then 1, coming all the way back through center. And then twisting the opposite way. Right arm up. Right arm threads under. Rest the cheek, rest the shoulder. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Find your way back up to a table. And now tuck your toes, lift your knees 2 or 3 inches off the mat. Slide your hips back in space so you're lengthening the spine. Stay here for 3 and 2, and then on 1, you're gonna lift your hips up and back and find your first down dog. And stretch your way into it in whatever makes sense for you or feels good. Ripple your heart forward into a plank now. So find yourself pushing the ground away, palms underneath the shoulders. Navel is drawing in, length through the crown of the head all the way through the heels. Stay for 3, stay for 2, and then on 1, you're gonna land your right elbow, land your left elbow, holding here in your low plank, 3, 2, and then 1, take your left arm across, roll onto the outer edge of the left foot, take your right arm up so you're in this low forearm plank, side plank on one side, curl your right arm under, draw it all the way back up. Let's just take 3 more of these. 2, and then 1. Take your right elbow back down. We're gonna rotate all the way to the other side. Left arm up, and then send it under. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Take the left arm all the way back to your forearm plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then on 1, you're gonna soften your hips and then just get into this gentle little Sphinx pose. And it's a nice way to open the heart early in the morning before we get into our full vinyasas. Tuck the toes, forearm plank, right palm, left palm, and then come all the way back to your down dog. All right, let's come forward now and take our very first vinyasa. So come all the way forward. If you're newer to yoga, I know most of you guys have done power vinyasa. You know how to do this with your knees lifted. Faraya, I haven't had you yet in the class. So one option is to just land the knees and slowly lower triceps going back. And if you're newer to yoga, I'm going to suggest that you do that. And if you have a bit more experience, feel free to take your vinyasa with your knees lifted, okay? So one more of those, coming all the way forward, lowering, rolling over the toes, and then shifting all the way back to your down dog. Okay, right leg lifts all the way up, 3-legged dog. Draw your right knee in. Inhale your palms all the way up towards the sky. And then exhale your way forward. Step back, vinyasa. Opposite side, left leg lifts up. Draw your left knee in. inhale up. And then exhale, lower. Take your vinyasa. All right, so we're warming up the body. We're moving a little quickly. Right leg lifts up. You can either just step your right leg in or go for that hop we've done the past few times in the class. So bend the knee, hop the left foot, right toes down, inhale up. And then exhale, lower. Step back, maybe you leave your left toes lifted here and take a one-footed vinyasa. Then opposite side, left leg lifts, bend the right knee, take a hop, inhale up, exhale lower, one-footed vinyasa. One more time, right knee lifts, bend the left knee, hop, inhale, exhale lower, one-footed vinyasa. One more time, left leg lifts, bend through the knee, hop, lift up, and then exhale lower, one-footed vinyasa. Okay, right leg lifts up. Just step it through this time. Inhale up to crescent. Exhale, open warrior two, opening the hip. Breathe in, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale all the way up, warrior two. And then exhale, windmill your palms to the mat, frame the foot. We're gonna come back into that side plank. So your left palm lands, right palm reaches up towards the sky. Walk your right foot out towards the side. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you step the foot back. Take deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Make your way either through a vinyasa or straight back to down dog. I'm gonna go back to down dog because I'm tired. And then left leg lifts. Draw your left knee in. Step your left foot between the palms, inhale up. And then exhale, open to your warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse. And then exhale, windmill palms to the mat and frame the foot. Now you're gonna push into your right palm, spiral your left palm up towards the sky, walk your left foot back, and then find your expression. Deep breaths in and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. I want you to hold your plank now for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. See if you can do a tricep push-up with your knees lifted. We've been doing lots and lots of yoga. Some of you are almost 3 or 2/3 done your 30-day challenge. So see if you can do it with your knees lifted. Oh, 1 more. And then just lower all the way back onto the mat. Okay, let's do a couple of heart openers. So take your palms alongside your hips and then breathe in and just lift up into your locust. Take 1 inhale, 1 exhale, and lower back down. Okay, let's do a tiny bit of quad stretching. So come up onto your elbows. Let's kick the right foot towards the bottom. I'm gonna take your right palm and then just press it into your right foot, and you should feel a stretch along the front line of the right leg. And then we're gonna release that foot and then take it the opposite way. Release the foot. Open your right arm long on the mat to the side. Roll onto the outer right hip. And then maybe you lift your left arm up. Maybe you weave back, just a nice little shoulder opener. And then come the opposite way. Shoulder opener on the opposite side. Okay, so we're warmed up. We're ready to get into our main flow. Let's come all the way forward again. Just take the palms onto the shoulders, lift all the way up, find your down dog, and we're gonna walk our palms back towards the feet just for a moment. Let's keep getting into the hamstrings. So you can either just dangle, you can either take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes, or you can thread your palms face down, and then, or sorry, face up, toes on top of the wrists, and then take a couple deep breaths, inhaling, and then exhaling to hinge forward. Take one more breath. And then release your palms. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Bend your knees, sit back, find your chair, your Utkatasana. Take your palms into your heart center. Inhale, lift at the elbows. And then exhale, twist your right elbow onto your left knee. You're getting into deep twisting in the spine. One more in-breath. One more out-breath. Come all the way back through center. And then twist the opposite way. Come all the way back, stay in your chair, and then exhale, forward fold. Breath in, breath out, walk your way back, and maybe you take a vinyasa here. I'm just gonna go to my down dog. Lift your right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Bend through your right knee, stack your hips. Option one, stay here. Option two, flip your dog, come into your wild thing, expanding your heart towards the sky. Come all the way back and take your right knee into your chest. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1, rock star. Familiar pattern, you guys know this. Know what's coming next. Land your left palm, roll all the way, hook your fingers around your big toe. If you can, extending the leg towards the sky. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and then take your right foot with you and come all the way up through a crescent lunge and into a warrior two. So let's just hold this warrior two, pressing down through the right big toe, outer edge of the left foot, taking 3 deep breaths. And then you're gonna come forward, land your right elbow onto your right thigh, extend your left arm in front of you. And then maybe you wanna come down and go into your full bind. So right arm wraps under the right thigh, hooks with the left palm, and then just get into the hips here. Slowly come all the way back. Reverse your warrior. Lengthen through your right leg. Hinge forward, Trikonasana. Stay here or shift weight onto your right foot and right toes, finding your Ardha Chandrasana, and maybe you're all the way in your sugar cane, so you kick the left heel back. Let's extend the leg again. Level the hips, so left is level with the right. Place your palms into your heart center, warrior 3. And then start to shift your way forward. Take your left knee up with you. Okay, you can either interlace your palms on the left shin, or you might take your right palm onto your right hip, hook your fingers around your left big toe, and extend your left leg out, hand to big toe pose. Be mindful of how your hamstring is feeling. Be mindful of how your shoulder is feeling. You can also just be here or have a yoga strap in hand, okay? Do not overdo it, please, please, please. One more breath. And then take your left knee in, tilt your way forward again, step your left foot back. All right, let's land onto our left heel, lengthen through your right leg, take a breath in, arms reach up towards the sky, and then exhale your heart forward. So this is your pyramid pose. Okay, and you can stay here in pyramid, or you might take the right arm up towards the sky. So now you're spiraling towards your right leg. Super deep stretch. Third option, stay or come into your revolved half moon. So Ardha Chandrasana, left palm on the mat, right foot is on the mat. I hope I can remember everything that I did in this sequence because it's already pretty complicated, hey? One more breath. Tilt all the way back up to stand. Take the left knee with you. All right, this time you're gonna cross your left, oopsies, left ankle on your right thigh, and then bend through the knees and sit back into your standing pigeon. I'm gonna turn so you can see what I'm doing. Oh my God, that's stupid. Okay, there. So ankle is crossing. You're bending through the knee and sitting back and placing your palms at heart center and settling your gaze, and hold it here for 3 and 2 and then 1. Come all the way up and then just place the left foot down. Inhale, palms up towards the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. And then exhale, lower. Make your way back to a down dog, maybe taking a vinyasa. And then we're gonna take that flow on the opposite side. So your left leg lifts up, bend through your left knee, stack your hips, ripple forward. Maybe you flip your dog. And then come all the way back, take your left knee into the chest. Hold it here for 3, 2, and then 1. You're gonna step your left foot out, land your right foot, and then bring your body up into this revolved rock star thing. Come all the way back, land the right palm, bring it into your side plank. Maybe you hook the toes and extend it back. Give me 3, 2, and then 1, take the left foot forward. All right, let's inhale up and then find our way open into a warrior 2. Settle your gaze. Breath in, reverse your warrior. Breath out, land the elbow. Right arm reaches forward. And then maybe you come into that bind. Unwind. Lengthen through your left leg. Wiggle your foot in a tiny bit. Hinge forward. Left arm alongside your left calf. Now option 1, stay here. Option 2, half moon. And then option 3, sugar cane. Slowly let go of that. Tilt your way up to stand. Take your right foot with you. Hook your hands around your right big toe. Lengthen your right leg out. Finding yourself in your hand to big toe pose. If you have to hold onto the wall for balance, that is okay. Let's take 3, 2, and then 1. Bend that knee. Heart goes all the way forward. And then step back. Lengthen through your left leg. So your hips are now geared towards the front. Inhale your palms up. And then exhale it forward. And then maybe you revolve, extending your left arm up. And then maybe you come into that revolved half moon. Okay, let's take 1 more breath. And then tilt all the way up to stand. Cross your right ankle, flex your toes, bend the knees, sit back. And stay there for 3, for 2, and then 1. Let's come all the way back up. Take an inhale, palms up. And then exhale your palms into heart center. I'm gonna take a sip of water with my gigantic water bottle. By the way, this did not work. I'm still finishing yesterday's water. All right, so let's take an inhale, half lift, or say lift all the way up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, and we're gonna come back to our down dog. And if you wanna take a vinyasa, go ahead. After the down dog, we're all going to meet into seated. And We're gonna try this pose, Lalasana, that we did last week. Okay, so I do it with yoga blocks. I'm aware that you guys might not have yoga blocks. I try to avoid using them as much as possible in these classes, but for this pose, for me, it's necessary. So you can use books or your hands can be flat on the mat. I want you to take your left heel into your hip crease first, and then your right foot into your left hip crease. So you're finding yourself in this lotus. If you can't do this pose, you can also just be crisscross, all right? I just find it helps zip everything together. You take your palms onto your blocks, and then bring yourself up to float and push into the blocks as you lift your body. Staying here as long as you can, knowing it's okay if you can't do it today. Practice doesn't happen overnight, right? This took me 10 years. I'm still learning. 3, 2, and then 1, lower down. Blocks to the side, uncross, extend. Take your breath in. And then we're gonna tilt at the hips and then find this wide-legged forward fold. All right, so I think we have time today to do that flow one more time. Moving quickly, which is good. Do that flow one more time, add in a couple things, and then we'll work towards our peak yoga pose, okay? So roll all the way up, coming back to your cross-legged, back all the way up and through your down dog. And then we're gonna start again. So right leg lifts up, bend through the right knee, stack the hips. Maybe you flip your dog coming all the way forward. I'm gonna challenge you, if you're here, the next step is to come all the way into your full wheel. Please be careful because I'm not there. I can't see you, but that is an option. And then we'll launch off all the way back to our three-legged dog. And then take your right knee in, hold it here, 3, 2, and then 1, extend your right leg out, land onto your left heel, and then take a breath in. Let's come all the way back. Roll onto the outer edge of the left foot, take your right toes up, maybe all the way into that bound side plank. 3, 2, and then 1, step your right foot all the way forward. All right, land onto your left heel. This time, right palm to the inside of the left or right foot. Wrap your right arm or left arm around, come into your bind. Either stay here or step forward and play around with your bird of paradise. Coming all the way back. Step your left foot back. Lift all the way up. Come onto your back toes. So you're lifting your back heel. And then take your palms into your heart center. Lift at the elbows. We're gonna twist towards the right knee, okay? Now this time we're gonna do our twisted bind. I think we did this on Wednesday. You guys were all with me. Left arm comes towards the mat, right arm lifts up. Wrap the arms around the opposite way now. So left arm wraps around, right arm wraps around, and then maybe you stay here, or maybe you step the left foot forward, lift up, and then have an extension through the right leg. This is your revolved bird of paradise. I find this version easier for me. Every body is different, right? Some of you might find it harder. Okay, let's step the right foot back. Step your left foot all the way back, nice work. Unwind, lift up, let your spine realign. And then step your left foot forward. Cross your left ankle again on top of the right thigh and sit lower. And we're gonna take our palms into our heart center, and this time we're gonna add a twist, okay? So you're gonna twist your left elbow and land it on your left foot. It's kind of like twisted chair, but you have a pigeon leg, okay? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm gonna fall. It's okay if you fall. One more breath. And then just unwind, and then step that foot in, and step your palms into your heart center, and settle your gaze. Maybe close your eyes. Take a few breaths. I'm feeling a little dizzy. Just kind of letting yourself come back to center. Okay, we're gonna take that flow one more time. So inhale your palms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, lower. And then make your way back to a down dog. If you would like to vinyasa, go ahead. Take your left leg up. Bend through the left knee, stack the hips, and now we're gonna ripple forward. Flip the dog. Maybe come into your full wheel on this side. Slowly unwind. Take your left knee into the chest. 3, 2, 1, and then rock star. And then we'll slowly unwind back. Hook your left fingertips around your left big toe and extend it back. Now let's draw the left foot in, step it forward. Left palm to the inside of the left foot, land onto the right heel. Come all the way into that bind. So left arm wraps around, right arm wraps around. And then maybe you step the right foot forward and then come into that bird of paradise. Release the foot, step your left foot down, right foot all the way back, come all the way up, realign the spine, and then take your palms into your heart center. Inhale, exhale, twist. So maybe you're here, maybe you extend, wrap around, and then maybe you step forward, and then come all the way back into that bird of paradise. Take one more breath, and then land your left foot, right foot steps back, unwind. You guys are doing awesome. Okay, step your right foot forward, cross your right ankle onto your left thigh, take your palms at heart center, and then we're just gonna come into that twist. Okay, so right elbow, right sole of foot, and then just gaze towards the window, hold there for 3, for 2, and then for 1, and then come all the way back up through center, and then let's just land that foot. Oh, take a breath in, and then take your palms into heart center. Let yourself find stability. And then if you want to travel through a vinyasa to get back to your mat, go ahead. I'm just going to come seated here. So we're going to do a little bit of hip loosening up the same way that we did last week. So to get into grasshopper, we're going to take a different route, but we are going to do a little bit of hip opening right now. Okay, so let's do both hips while we're seated here. So you're going to lift your right leg up, hook your arms underneath just like this. Okay, actually I'm going to come a little bit closer. I don't need to be so far away. So hook like this. If you can, you're gonna hook your left elbow around your right foot, your right arm around your right knee, and now you're just gonna rock the baby for a little bit. And then maybe you are going to take the foot and try to take it towards the ear and see if you can make a phone call and just do a little bit of rocking here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1, okay? Let's take the foot and then just do the opposite side. So elbows, scoop up this shin, and then maybe you hook around, and then maybe you do a little bit of rocking. And then maybe you take your phone call. And then do a little bit of loosening and rocking into the hips here. And then let's just land the left foot, take both feet together, and then take a breath in. I'm in my butterfly, and then exhale forward, and just get into the groin. So a lot of these challenging yoga poses, key part is just finding the right alignment. So today you might not perfectly get the alignment, that's okay. But oftentimes once everything clicks, then you're just like, whoa, I can do this. And you didn't think you were able to before. So you might find it's something like that. Okay, let's come all the way up. And how are we gonna get into this? We are going to come back into the standing pigeon, which we've done twice already today. So I'm gonna move this way so you can see me. Take your right foot first, cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh, and then sit your hips back again. Palms into your heart center. Now you're gonna twist. Your right palm, or sorry, your right elbow is gonna come back into the foot. Oh my God, I don't have the balance for this today. Your right elbow is gonna come back into the sole of the foot, just like it did when we were twisting. Okay, so you might stay here. This is totally cool. If you want to explore your grasshopper, you are going to squat down, land your right palm, land your left palm. Right elbow is underneath your right foot, and your left elbow is underneath your left hip. And then you're stepping already, and then you can just extend your leg. And you're just chilling here. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. All right, I couldn't see if you guys did it, but I'll ask you after. All right, shall we do the opposite side? Let's go for it. If you're working on introductory arm balances, feel free to just go back to Vinyasa crow. If you do want to come on this journey, we're going to do the opposite side. Okay, so you're going to cross your left ankle this time. Sit a little lower, take your palms into your heart center. Take your left elbow on your left sole of the foot. Okay? Lower, lower, lower. Create that shelf. Left palm, right elbow on the right thigh. And then just extend your leg. 3, 2, and then 1. Oh my God, okay. Taking your deep breath in and your deep breath out. So I can do these poses, but I can't do the crazy transitions where you're like jumping back. That's my next step, I guess. If you want to take a vinyasa, go ahead. We are all going to meet up. I'm going to skip it, but we're all going to meet up just rolling onto our backs. Okay, so we did a lot of kind of hip opening, a lot of like forward folding and binding. So we're going to open up into a back bend. And if you're brand new to yoga, I'm going to suggest you just come up into this bridge. And if you're ready to come up into your full wheel, go ahead. Planting your palms alongside your ears, lifting your body up. And then slowly lower, tucking your chin, landing all the way back down. Just windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Take your knees into your chest. You're gonna open your arms into cactus arms. Cross your right thigh on top, or sorry, left on top of right. Shift your hips to the left and drop your knees over to the right. Okay, so this is your twisted root. Just kind of like release any tension in the back. And then come all the way back. And then we're gonna switch the opposite way. So right thigh crosses, shift the hips over to the right, and then drop the knees over to the left. And then come all the way back through center. Option for a little inversion. You can either come up here into waterfall, or you can come up into shoulder stand. I want you to be really careful when you do this pose. If you have pain in your C7, in that top lump at the top of your spine, please just back off, okay? But we'll give it a try. Hips lift up. Walk your palms down the back. So in these online virtual classes, I've been trying to avoid teaching inversions. And the reason why is because I think our neck is a really sensitive part of the body. And I really don't want people to injure themselves in this area. And I'm not in the room, so I can't check alignment. With you guys, because this is an advanced class, I feel a bit more comfortable with it. I'm still not going to teach headstand. So if you want to do headstand, you're more than welcome to do that after the class, but I'm not going to teach it during my class, just for that reason. Shoulder stand's a bit okay. Okay, give it one more breath. And then just walk your feet forward. In front of your face, you're coming into a bit of a plow pose. And then we'll just roll our body all the way back. And then take the elbows underneath the body. Lift your heart up. And then release your head back. This is your counter pose, your Matsyendrasana fish. Lift all the way back up. And then just slowly replace your back body back down. Release. And we are going to take one more thread the needle. Okay, so cross your right ankle, flex your right toes, lift your left foot up, find your depth. And this is the pose that we started the class with. And then we did a ton of hip opening here. And as we come back to this pose, I just want you to check in with yourself and your body and see what, if anything at all, has shifted, has transformed, has moved. And maybe it's nothing at all. That's okay. And let's take one more inhale, one more exhale, and then just set ourselves up for the opposite side. Just take one more breath. Release your right foot, release your left foot. And then maybe just windshield wipe the knees from side to side. If there are any last poses that would seal off your practice well, feel free to do them now. And then you can make your way, when you're ready, into either your Shavasana or a seated meditation, either or. So our intention at the start of this practice was just kind of to believe in our potential. And I just want to tell you a story about this theme in my life. So this past summer, I attended a yoga teacher training with someone I really look up to and admire. His name is Rolf Gates, and I speak of him a lot in my classes. And he gave us a job or a task. We had to choose an ordinary victory from our lives in the past 90 days and circle back and make connections to the Yoga Sutras and the practice of yoga. And with this, we had to write a Dharma talk and prepare a yoga workshop to present to the class. And the night before we had to do this, I still had no idea what I was doing or writing about. And when Rolf asked us if anyone had questions for him, I went up to him and I burst into tears. And I was like, I can't do this. And I told him what I thought was the reason why I couldn't do it. My life hadn't been ordinary in the past 90 days. My victories hadn't been small. They were large and sweeping victories. I finally quit alcohol. I became a vegetarian. I decided to change my career path to work in yoga full time. And I became a bar instructor. I became a spinning instructor. I became a life coach. This all happened in 90 days. So how do I peg one moment from this and call it an ordinary victory and write a yoga class about it? And I also had a hard time writing anything that felt new because I was so obsessed with this yoga teacher's books. And every time I tried to write, it felt like I was just plagiarizing a page from him. And he was super kind, and he said that I didn't have to do it. And I spent the rest of the day crying. And later that night, I bumped into some classmates at dinner. They were talking about our teacher's harmonium playing, and harmonium is like an accordion piano. And I had an accordion piano that I bought in Dubai. And the day that I bought this piano, I drove 2 hours to pick it up. And then I realized when I arrived that I had forgotten my wallet. And the man that I was buying it from, he didn't even question me. He just said, you know, just take this instrument, pay me back when you can. And it really struck me because this was a complete stranger and he just gave me this instrument under this belief that I would pay him back, this belief that I would take the right action. He just believed in me. And belief in ours and others' potential, it suddenly occurred to me that that was the theme I was looking for all along, right? I couldn't come up with a theme for the yoga class, not because I couldn't do it, but because I believed I couldn't do it. And the more I thought about it, I realized that belief shows up in yoga philosophy everywhere. Belief shows up in our lives everywhere. You know, I believed I couldn't quit drinking. I believed I wasn't capable of a pose, so I never tried it. And there's a word in the Yoga Sutras called tapas, and tapas is belief in the practice of yoga. It is the belief that if we show up every day and we continue with this yoga practice, that healing will happen. It's tapas. We have to show up every day, even if we don't want to. Right? So on and off our mats, we have to believe in our potential. Right? If you believe that you can't do grasshopper pose, then you're never going to do it. But if you believe you can, and you keep trying and you keep practicing, then one day you will. That was a super long story. I apologize for that. It's already 10 a.m. If you do have somewhere to rush off to, please feel free to sign off. I won't be offended. I'm assuming that all of us have nowhere to go since we're living in social isolation and it's the weekend. But if you do have somewhere to go, don't zip up, or feel free to zip off. And we're all going to make our way up to seated. Just coming into our cross-legged position, or maybe your lotus if you like. Taking your hands into the center of your heart. And then lengthen your spine, vertebrae on vertebrae. Soften through the shoulders and balance your head. And so we are going to sign off together with an Om sound. And if you want to join, just inhale and exhale, and then inhale through to make the Om. So take a breath in, and then a breath out, and a breath in. Thank you guys so much for sharing this space, for believing in yourself, for believing in this practice, for believing in all the ways that it's going to serve and benefit not just ourselves, but the people in our lives. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Om Shanti Shanti, peace. Namaste.
The Mindful Life Practice.